Eating dinner, discussing her career. People don't slow dance nearly as much as they should, she says.
Yeah.
Oh, Jack takes the cue.
Yeah.
They get up.
Yeah.
They do a little slow dance.
Yeah.
Turns out he used to dance with his mom to old Blue Eyes Christmas album, and so Dad never danced. But Jack, just full of surprises, right?
Of course.
But he keeps things so close.
So
Jack,
close.
I'm trying to learn who you are, but you won't tell me.
There is
right?
yes, he keeps his cards close.
Yes.
The conversation is always a little stilted when it starts to get into personal territory.
Yeah.
And I think Rebecca's clocks it, is okay. She's just trying, I think, every different angle in different situations to how am I going to get this guy to open up to me?
Right. Because not only are you trying to develop some kind of connection, but you've got 7,000 miles.
It's a trip there and
We've
the trip
got 7,000
Yeah.
miles, my friend.
But here's the thing. We only know about 3,500 because she's like, I might not go back. That's something that's put out there at a certain point. Right?
He's like, are you going to come back to Pittsburgh? And she's like, I don't know.
Before that, you ask him if he's a crier. And he says, and this is a partial quote, nope, I've gotten really good at just swallowing the bad stuff.
Sounds about right.
Do you guys consider yourselves good at swallowing the bad stuff? Or do you feel as if you share readily?
Everything's on the surface for me. I feel like I share readily. Always have been. I wish I could hide it a little bit more. I don't think I'm very good at masking when I'm hurt or I'm frustrated or angry or something. And my emotions just sort of bubble to the surface. Yeah. You guys?
Christopher?
I don't think anyone hides it well. Stuffing.
Not even Jack.
Stuffing or ignoring the bad stuff. Sure. I used to be really good at it.
Did you?
And it was unhealthy.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
In every way. And it comes out sideways and it comes out of your pores and it ruins relationships.
Yeah.
So it's, good at it? No.
So I think I'm of two minds because I feel like I try to be open sort of book person. I think I'm attracted to people who readily share their lives. There are times in which maybe certain negative things I don't do the best job of being forthwith or, because I think sometimes I possibly fall into the realm of toxic positivity, right? Do you guys understand what I'm saying to a certain extent?
I have heard this referred to as spiritual bypass.
Explain that one.
Wow.
This sounds interesting.
Where you use your spirituality or your higher self to circumnavigate something instead of dealing with it.
Spiritual bypass.
That's
Spiritual
interesting.
bypass, where somebody's like, no, it's okay. They use their tool, whatever the tools are, whether it's meditation or prayer or whatever the thing is, to pretend as if
said
they're
experience
above it. Not above it sounds
but they're
arrogant.
unbothered.
I see what you're
That they're
saying.
unbothered
Sure.
or
So-
they've moved past it and instead they've just gone around it and it still exists and it's still a problem.
Let me respond to that because I think mine is slightly different. Mine is I'm keenly aware in which something negative is weighing on my soul. And because my desire is to affect things in a positive way, I don't always share the negative thing. I know it. I'm sort of trying to deal with it myself, but I don't want to burden.
I was just about to
see.
say burden.
I see.
someone.
Yeah.
I think maybe that's where Jack is in this whole idea because we'll get to it a little bit later in the notes
But
because
Sterling, you do need to find a way. You're never burdening people, the people that you love. You
I appreciate that.
You can't just carry
I
all
love
of that.
that she didn't just let me.
Yeah, I was like,
going.
wait. You can't just carry all of that.
Yeah.
You have to find some outlet, therapy,
Like a podcast.
or a podcast. Tell the world.
So I do.
Get ready to clip this. What's
I do have a group of friends from
Good.
undergrad
Good.
that we all we have a Marco Polo chain.
yeah.
And we talk to each other pretty much every day. And we can go pretty deep with each other.
Yeah.
Because we've known each other from 18 to 49,
Sure.
right? And so that's been really, really helpful. But in terms of what we're talking about in this particular episode, sharing things like that with Rye sometimes is not the easiest thing for me to do. I think, and I think for me, I say like, well, my wife has a tough enough life as it is. I don't know if she really wants to hear about what she considers to be my problems because she'd be like, this is me projecting in my head. Sure. So I don't want to like put this on her officially. But she's like, Brown, really? Do you really have problems? Like things are really hard for you? Like you have your TV show and your podcast and your movies and the other movie. Yeah. Oh, you did another movie. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like sometimes I feel like maybe I just don't.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not projecting on Ryan either, but we all have like real shit outside of like, we're very lucky. We get to do what we love to do. There's so much privilege there. Yeah. Absolutely acknowledge that. But that doesn't make you not human and not have other things with your family or other disappointments or other things that you're grieving, that you're digesting that like also need to be talked about and addressed with someone. Cause like we all just need that outlet, you know?
Yeah. Thank you guys very much. I do appreciate it.
So, like, what's one specifically that you'd like to...
Sterling, we just love you. And I'm like, I love just, you too. You know, like, yes, we're all very lucky, but that doesn't mean that we are immune from being human.
Yes.
To talk to the other side of it.
Go ahead.
The other side of it being that there are certain people who are not equipped to hear you.
Yeah, to like receive that information.
You know, you're right.
Yeah.
And if I have certain issues in my life, there are some people who are not literally emotionally equipped to help me process it. And so telling them or involving them is irresponsible on my part because they're not ready or they don't speak the same therapeutic language or they don't, whatever the thing is.
Yep.
And I think that this is because I have a lot of friends who are veterans of war.
Yeah.
And they're like, why would I talk to you about that stuff? You don't need to hear that stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't need to experience that stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and so it can be a tricky thing to talk about because veteran services they're so underserved when they come back to discuss the things that they've experienced that they can't talk about it with their wife, talk about it with their kids. What are you, insane?
Yeah.
Why would I put that image of me into somebody else?
Yeah.
Like it's
is going to be a clip that gets you. I'm curious to hear what the listeners have to say to this because those are two sides of the same conversation, but different takes, right? Yeah. So I'm curious to see where people fall on.
It's very tricky.